Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a weekend. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm all right. How are you?
Fantastic. We got a busy weekend. I got a lot of fun stuff to share about all the things that are happening this weekend. We'll get to that in a bit. But first, the more we know about nature, the less special human beings just seem to be. Latest ego bring down involves music. Scientists now say that certain creatures, such as humpback whales and many birds, produce complicated music that sometimes resembles the structure of compositions by humans. So there apparently out there is maybe a finch that can do better than Bach or something. There's some smart birds out there and smart humpback whales. Engelbert Humperdinck-back whales.
Oh, my
I was
gosh.
trying to think of a good joke, but I didn't have a good one, so I used that one instead. Hey,
Humpty Dance would have been better.
Ooh, hey, see, there you go. A study in the UK found the average woman spends over $20,000 in her lifetime on clothing. And this is just on clothing that she never wears, mostly because she buys it one size too small, hoping to dye it to fit into it. Have you ever done this?
I used to do this, and then I realized this was stupid. So
Okay, you still do that for me once in a while. You're like, hey, look what I bought you. I'm like, that's great. Who's that for? It's not going to fit me.
that's not my fault. You won't come with me to go shopping. If
I
it says
know.
3X on it, you would think you could put it on your body.
I'm like, this one's a little bit tight. What is this? I don't know. It's a 3X. I don't know. I need one more X. You're like,
No,
you gain
we are
any more
not
weight?
doing 4Xs.
You gain any more weight, I'm going to be your ex. That's what she says. So. All right, coming up, we got some special things to celebrate this weekend. We'll tell you what those are in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Well, Saturday, May the 7th. We got a bunch of stuff for today and tomorrow. Today is Birth Mother's Day, Bladder Cancer Awareness Day, Cosmopolitan Day, Free Comic Book Day, Join Hands Day. It is also Kentucky Derby Day, Start Saying Monarchs Day, Mariachi Day, Mother's Ocean Day, National Babysitters Day, National Barrier Awareness Day, National Homebrew Day, National Scrapbooking Day, and Naked Gardening Day. Sounds like a fun day. Also, Sunday, tomorrow, is Free Trade Day, Bereaved Mother's Day. It is also Mother's Day, Mothers at the Wall Day, World Laughter Day, National Animal Disaster Preparedness Day, No Socks Day, Time of Remembrance and Reconciliation for those who lost their lives during the Second War Day. It's VE Day tomorrow. It is also World Ovarian Cancer Day and World Red Cross and Red Crescent Day.
There you go. Busy day.
Busy weekend. That's what all is happening this weekend. So if you're bored, it's your own fault. It's on the way. We get some really good stuff.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Authorities in Danville, Kentucky say a woman drove through a Dairy Queen ordering $2.12 worth of food. She paid with a bill clearly marked moral legal tender to preserve the U.S. Constitution in a denomination of $100 or $200 rather.
Okay.
If the idea of a $200 bill wasn't crazy enough, the fake bill was also taped together. Plus, it featured President George W. Bush smirking from the portrait section. The Treasury seal was marked with the right to bear arms. The bill gives credit to Ronald Reagan as political mentor of Bush's father and campaign advisor and mentor. On the back, the traditional White House scene is there with an oil well pumping oil on the White House lawn. Yard signs planted in the foreground say, "We like broccoli," and "Rooms not for rent." Here's the scariest part. The clerk at the DQ
accepted it.
Handed over $197 in change.
Oh, my gosh.
Authorities say whoever passed the bill won't be charged with counterfeiting, but will face other charges. So it was a woman at a Dairy Queen drive-thru in Danville, Kentucky. And
she should be getting charges because she accepted the change. If she was just showing that as a joke,
yeah, I don't know.
Once she accepted the change, she was counterfeiting.
I think so, too. I don't know. We've got another story. I hope it's in here. I think it is. I've got another story about counterfeiting. So keep this one in mind, folks, when we talk about that other one. Because the lady went to a drive-thru, handed the lady at the drive-thru purposely a fake $200 bill.
Yeah,
the one
that's
that's coming up later, I
counterfeiting.
really think was more of a mistake. But this, they said she won't be charged with counterfeiting, but other faces will face other charges. So we'll see what happens on all that. Anyway, all I can say is it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your brain on drugs. You would think that having your house catch on fire could be the worst possible thing to happen to you at any given day, wouldn't you? That just wouldn't be good.
No, the worst thing would be having your loved ones in that house that you
would be
couldn't
even
get
worse.
out.
Well, such was not the case for Miami's Roy Diaz and his family. When a fire broke out at his home, he called the firefighters. They rushed to the scene. They put out the blaze. However, in doing so, they discovered 53 marijuana plants worth about $400,000. He was arrested on charges of trafficking marijuana, grand theft of electrical power, and child endangerment. He was stealing electricity from the neighbors. Got to keep all these marijuana plants warm somehow. So anyway, $400,000 worth of stuff. He was arrested. Not good. So kids, that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
I don't know if we talked about this already or if I just read this on Facebook. So you'll have to tell me if this sounds familiar to you. On the streets of China, people there are not quite ready for the Western culture. People in China have not warmed up to the, quote, free hugs campaign, aimed at cheering up strangers by hugging them on the street. In fact, this tactic seems so strange that some huggers have been hauled away by police for questioning. Why are you doing this? No, we're just trying to make people happy. Well, you're not. You're freaking people out. Quit hugging people. The campaign hit the streets of a number of Chinese cities about a week and a half ago. Participants opening their arms, embracing passersby, and brandishing cards that say, free hugs, or care from strangers. But in one incident, police moved in and took away 4 huggers briefly for questioning, seemingly baffled by their wacky Western-style activities on a busy downtown shopping street in China. Did we talk about that here already or no?
I think we've talked about that, yes.
I just think it's interesting because here I don't think the police would haul you away for hugging people. But
there's a downside to this whole thing as
that?
well, because I read another story about a Muslim dressed in all of his Muslim garb standing there with his arms out and with a sign that said, I trust you, do you trust me? Free hug. And then the first person who came over to hug him, he exploded and killed them both. He blew himself blew himself up. I don't remember where that was.
Was that just a street prank or
It's not funny.
That's not a prank then. All right, I got more news from China.
It bombed.
As our first story. Our first story for the scoop of the day, which is on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. From China comes a story of a man who sells candy, and he paid for a new truck with the mountain of small change that he got from selling candy. The cash weighed half a ton, and it was stuffed into 10 crates. He came in to buy a vehicle, bought a new truck, all in change that he got from selling candy. That would be kind of fun. Can you imagine being the salesman selling that vehicle?
Could you imagine having to count it out to make sure he had the
$10,000
right
worth of change?
amount?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how you knew much. Yeah, this ought to cover it. CVS is voluntarily recalling some of their cases of herbal tea after learning it could be contaminated with salmonella.
Yikes.
That's not good. What kind of tea is this? Salmonella tea. Oh, yeah. I thought I could taste the salmonella. ISIS reportedly implemented reductions in benefits to their fighters in order to rein in costs. What kind of benefits
What
were they getting?
benefits do they have?
I don't know. They kill each other. They're suicide bombers, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what the benefits are. It doesn't make any sense to me. All right.
Unless the bomb is the benefit. If
you
they're
go.
going to take those away from you, that might not be a bad day at work.
I don't know exactly what's going on there. That happened. That's ISIS. Anyway,
Wow.
The House of Representatives has voted to make the American bison our national mammal. We don't have a national mammal right now, but do we need one?
Yeah.
I can tell you, bison is delicious. If you've ever had a chance to have like a bison burger or a bison steak, it's really good. But if it's a national mammal, can I still get that? Because I'd feel kind of weird eating This is a delicious national mammal we have here. Can I have some bald eagle wings to go with this on my next meal? You know, if it's a national mammal, could you still eat it?
You wouldn't feel right about it.
I don't think so. Nearly all drivers, 96%, by the way, feel drowsy driving is an unacceptable behavior, yet almost a third, 32%, admitted driving when they're so tired they have difficulty keeping their eyes open.
That's scary.
In the past month alone. According to the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety, they're saying there's a lot of tired drivers out there, and they can actually be more dangerous than drunk drivers, believe it or not. We all know that women outlive men, but now there's evidence that women are also smarter, and they stay smarter longer than us. Researchers say women tend to retain their overall intelligence longer than men, especially in areas of vocabulary and general knowledge. Men tend to remain superior in areas of arithmetic. I don't think that's going to happen here. I have to say, Heidi, what's 7 plus 2 again? 9. Okay, thanks. I got a calculator. I don't need to know any of this stuff. So it says, according to this, that you guys are going to be smarter than us longer.
Yeah, once again, a study I did not need.
Vocabulary and general knowledge. So it's because you guys have way more good stuff to say, maybe? I'm not exactly sure what to take away from that. Guys just sit around and grunt, I think, is pretty much what happens.
I think you just proved that study.
I did? Because I didn't do it
In the
very
way
goodly? I didn't speak it very goodly.
Way more good stuff to say.
Once again, study proven. The stress of daily life has sparked a new phenomenon, sleep texting. People with this rare condition send incoherent text messages while they're sleeping to their friends and family, and they are completely unaware that they've done it. Sleep specialist Dr. David Cunnington of the Melbourne Sleep Disorder Center said patients reportedly do this sleep texting thing. And there's no studies into sleep texting, but a similar phenomenon called sleep emailing was studied in 2008. So back in 2008, they were doing emailing. Nowadays, it's so much more convenient to do a little sleep
Just
texting.
grab your phone.
So that's what kids are doing these days when they're sleeping. So there you go. I don't think I've ever sleep texted.
I have not.
I know I took a phone call once when I was sleeping. Somebody called and I talked to him, and then the next day we were talking about it. I was like, when was that? Last night? I'm like, seriously? I talked to you last night? I don't even remember this. Did I say anything good? You ready for strange law?
I am.
Whitehall, Montana. It is illegal to operate a vehicle with ice picks attached to the wheels.
Oh.
You know something happened there. All right. You can't do that. Why? It's not against the law.
It is now.
It is now. Whitehall, Montana. Illegal to operate a vehicle with ice picks attached to the wheels. That is a strange law. And this has been your Scoop of the Day.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
Now, your second scoop. I love the second scoop because we get a little more time. We got 1 extra minute here, and I'm going to try to make it count today. We'll start right here. British researchers have isolated what they call a hunger hormone that can make people hungry. And if you have this hungry hormone, you'll eat about 1/3 more food than usual. I have this hormone. They've not told me that, but I eat about 1/3 more than usual. Maybe 2/3 more than usual. Maybe even 3/3 more than usual. A man in Denmark was sentenced to 25 days in jail after trying to buy a pizza with fake banknotes. Now, for those of you who were listening earlier, we talked about a young lady that went to a Dairy Queen in Kentucky and handed over a $200 bill. She is not wanted for counterfeiting. She's wanted for other charges, so keep that in mind as we tell you the story. Again, Denmark, he was sentenced to 25 days in jail when he tried to buy a pizza with fake banknotes. He said his grandkids had made a game of Monopoly, or they came over to play a game of Monopoly, and they would always run out of money. So the 57-year-old grandfather rented some color photocopiers to make extra fake money for the game. He said he simply made a mistake when he tried to pay for the pizza and buy ice cream with an $80 bill. The court, hearing that, said he had over $9,000 worth of forged notes when he was arrested. Again, it was supposed to be for this Monopoly game, but they followed...
That said Monopoly right on it,
Yeah.
and it was like bright pink.
Yeah. So they followed one of the Monopoly rules and said go to jail, directly to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200. He got 25 days in jail for that.
Wow.
And it sounds to me like it was an honest mistake. Now, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't have all of the details, but
Well, didn't they say he had the check written out to the pizza place right next to all of that Monopoly
I don't
money?
see that in the story. So I
thought
might
you
have
had
just
said that.
I might have inferred that. I was telling the story. I read this the other day. I know it sounds like I pre-read all of them, but this one I really did. Anyway, I don't see that in the story, so I might have just inferred that. Because the way it's read here, it really does sound like it was a simple mistake. But anyway, I feel bad for that guy.
Oh, poor guy.
Soon after Robert Everett Benson robbed a convenience store, a call came into 911 pinning the crook for the crime, and police had no reason to doubt the caller since it came from Robert Everett Benson himself. Authorities say a sobbing Benson called police to report that he had robbed the Meeting Street Express convenience store in Lancaster, South Carolina. And a clerk at the store said a man came in to buy some gum earlier, then reached over the counter and grabbed about $50 from the register before fleeing. 2 hours later, sheriff dispatchers received the call from Benson, who was crying and kept stating that he had just robbed a store. He was arrested at another convenience store where authorities say he used a payphone to turn himself in. He made the whole thing easy on the police. I guess that's why they're calling it convenience stores. I don't know. Probably not. But anyway, it sounds to me like
He regretted his decision.
Yeah,
and
big
was,
time.
Was
I'm
turning
happy
himself
that-
in.
that he turned himself in, but you shouldn't have done that in the first place. A juror at a trial in England was discharged after his fellow jurors complained that he had fleas.
Ew.
One more way to get out of jury duty.
That's disgusting.
Jury at Liverpool Crown Court refused to continue sitting with a man who had a, quote, very long beard and had fleas.
Yeah, I don't blame
End quote.
them.
Oh, now there's still more. We've seen things jumping on him.
Ew.
End quote.
Oh, now I'm itchy.
The judge told the man he was being discharged for, quote, personal reasons. What, Your Honor, what personal reasons? Because you're covered in fleas.
Ew.
Why don't you go home and take a bath? So if you're trying to get out of jury duty, I'm not saying that'll work, but you just never know. Due to the ongoing economic crisis in Venezuela, the largest brewery has suspended operation. So they're having some struggles because of gas prices being down, and that brings the oil prices down in Venezuela. So now they're shutting off the beer spigot too. Alcoholic Architecture, which is a bar in London, tries to appeal to your sense of smell. So the bar recently offered a novel speed dating event called Romancing the Armpit. Participants placed paper bags on their heads. Then they smelled each other's armpits. They rated each other by scent. They were matched up accordingly. The premise is that people are naturally attracted to a partner that has a scent that they like. So that's how they dated each other for this thing in London. You smell beautiful. Let's go somewhere. I just don't think that sounds like a good idea. Maybe it's because I don't think I would have ever gotten on a date if that's how we would. Would you have dated me?
No.
I didn't think so. A 100-year-old female runner set a world record. I think we talked about that. Yeah, 1 minute, 17 seconds. 100-year-old runner, 100-meter dash. One final story here. An Ohio police officer's body camera shows an intoxicated man stumbling along a road. He planned to get him home safely, but then the man told the officer he lost a bit of his marijuana. So the officer helped him look for it. After they found it, then he arrested the man. He literally just stopped to try to help him get home. And the guy's like, well, I'll go home, but can you help me find my marijuana first? Not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. Thank you so much for listening to the second scoop right here on the John and Heidi Show Weekend Edition.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Frog is the name of a part of a horse's hoof. So if you look at a horse's hoof, there's a part of it that's named a frog. Did you know that?
I did not.
I didn't either. Fun fact. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A Scott Paper Company survey concluded that more than 2/3 of people with a master's degree and a doctorate read in the bathroom. So they're saying if you read in the bathroom, you're probably smart.
I think most everybody reads in the bathroom. Reads something, even
Fun.
if it's just the aerosol can. You're reading something
Looking
in the
for
bathroom.
something to do in here. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The largest state in square footage east of the Mississippi is which state? Any idea?
I don't know.
Georgia. And I have a map of the U.S. of A. right over here on my wall, and I'm looking at it, and it's got to be close to Florida. It's got to be. It's. I don't know. North Carolina looks bigger too. I don't know.
Florida looks bigger.
It does, but They say Georgia has more square footage than any other state east of the Mississippi.
Alrighty then.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The cucumber has the fewest calories of all raw vegetables.
I love cucumbers.
It's good news for people who like cucumbers.
I
If you
do,
don't,
very much.
I'm not a fan. Couple of fun facts for you right there on a weekend edition of the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by RadioReallyWorks.com. I know you're listening to a podcast, but did you know the John and Heidi Show is also a radio show? And for those of you who have businesses, you should consider using radio to advertise your business. We can even help you create some catchy little jingles or amazing radio ads that'll help pull people in. Get all the details or just learn more at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Ladies, have you ever wondered why your guy never pays attention to you at home, but then when you go out, he complains? There's an answer. The answer is that he is paying attention to you at home, but just in his own way. According to Stephen Stosny, Ph.D., co-author of How to Improve Your Marriage Without Talking About It. That's a funny name for a book. He says, men see relationships more as a place to relax than a dynamic interaction. So while you feel like he's ignoring you, he's comforted by your mere presence. And he feels that he's honoring your relationship by unwinding around you. But when you leave, he loses that sense of connection, making his secure base, that's you, suddenly seem less secure. So what do? Try to make more connections with your husband when you're both home. Go out of your way to touch him, to cuddle, to give him a hug, to make him a part of your everyday routine. That will help him feel more secure. But it'll also help both of you. And he'll feel more content when you're not around, too, according to Redbook. Do you agree with that line of BS right there?
Sure.
Do you really?
I suppose, yeah.
I don't agree with all of that. But I'll move on because
What don't you agree with? So you don't need me to give you a little hugs and
that's great, but I don't. When you're gone, it's not like I'm calling you going, when are you going to be home? Where are you?
You're not?
I'm so insecure. What's going on? I can't.
You don't. When you're not away from me, you're not calling me every 2 seconds, finding
No.
out. Really?
You're talking about when I leave the office and
As soon as you walk out the door, the
It's-
first thing
yeah.
you do, you're on the phone. As soon as you
I get
pull
in the
out of
car,
our driveway at home, the
and
first
then
thing you do. As soon as you walk out of your meeting and you're driving home, first thing you do is call me. I'm right around the corner, but I'll be home in a couple of minutes.
yeah, because I love you.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's not
This
because
is what
I'm
this
insecure.
study is saying.
No, I got 2 words for this study. Foo-wee. I don't think that's 2 words.
I think that
but-
is spot on for you, actually.
I disagree. That's not why I'm calling. I'm calling because I love you. It's not because I'm insecure without you. Or maybe I am. I don't know. Now I have to question that. All right. I guess I have some thinking to do, don't I? All right. Coming up, we've got a couple of fun things to share. We're not done with the John and Heidi Show. It's a weekend edition, and we appreciate you tuning in.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
It's a fact, no serious accidents occur in bumper-to-bumper traffic. So the Department of Transportation is adopting a plan to cover America with 10-lane highways that have 1-lane bridges and overpasses in each direction every few miles. According to the DOT,
yeah, that's a great idea.
by forcing 5 lanes of high-speed traffic onto a 1-lane bridge
Oh
each
my
way,
gosh.
they say the number of fender benders is slashed to almost nothing. The DOT planner, Dr. Simon Mudohead, that's his last name, continues to explain, and I guarantee no traffic fatalities. It's difficult to be killed in a car traveling an average of 5 miles per hour. In some places, the backups will have backups,
oh
creating
my gosh.
the perfect 100% safety for American
right?
drivers.
And can you imagine the road rage then that would come from that? That would
And he
be awful.
Moves on to say, hey, we're saving lives here. End quote. Now, I got to tell you, this was being reported by the Weekly World News. It's a tabloid magazine.
I really
I
hope they
it's
don't.
not true. I don't know how true it is. So
There's no
probably
way.
not.
There's no way.
I'm just telling you, that would be a really bad idea.
That'd be a
'cause
very bad idea.
I can say when I get to a construction area where it's down to 1 lane, even though during the construction everybody's going slow, leading up to it, there are a lot of problems. So I don't think this is accurate at all. But again, it was from the Weekly World News, so we can all just quit being worried now because I'm sure it's not true. Coming up, El Burrito Grande. It's on the way.
John and Heidi.
The headline of this story is El Burrito Grande. I think that means a really big burrito, doesn't it? Armed police in Clovis, New Mexico invaded Marshall Junior High School after a call came in about a student bringing in a large bomb-shaped object. The suspicious item was eventually identified as a 30-inch burrito filled with steak, lettuce, and salsa,
Holy cow.
wrapped inside of a tinfoil and a white T-shirt. The kid had made this gigantic burrito for a class project. But because it, was covered in a T-shirt and wrapped in aluminum foil, they thought maybe there was something suspicious going on. It was just a gigantic burrito. You guys are all worked up over nothing. Just a big old burrito.
I don't know why you'd put it in a T-shirt.
I don't understand either. Giant tin foil and then wrapped in a white T-shirt. Maybe because I don't know.
I have no idea. But okay.
30 inches, so that would be big enough. You could stuff that's almost 3 feet.
Yeah.
That's 2 feet 6 inches, so 2.5 feet. That's a big old burrito.
That's
It's
a big
gigantic burrito. All right, coming up. If you nap in the middle of the day, or if you at least need a nap in the middle of the day, you're not alone. We're going to tell you all about that coming up in a bit.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
Do you ever nap in the middle of the day?
I did yesterday.
Sometimes
actually.
that's kind of nice. You know,
Yeah.
if it's a long day, I've done it where I've had to get up early and then I've had to stay up late, and then the next day I'm like, I'm just tired. I'm going to take a nap. Whether taking a siesta, power nap, or some beauty sleep, 34% of Americans in North America regularly curl up for a midday snooze. That's according to a Pew Research study. A poll of 1,488 adults, 38% men between the ages of 18 and 49, 31% of women between the age of 18 and 49, report that they had taken a nap within the previous 24 hours. In over 50 crowd, by the way, that jumped up. Men, it was 38%. Now, if you're over 50, it bumps up to 41%. For the ladies, it went from 31% down to 28%. So the older you get, for whatever reason, if you're a lady, the less likely. But if you're a man, the more likely. Does that make any sense to you?
I don't know.
Naps were on the agenda for 33% of the people who earn more than $100,000 a year, 21% of the people who earn between $75,000 and $100,000 a year, 31% of the people who earn between $50,000 and $75,000, 35% of those between $30,000 and $49,000, and 42% for folks who earn less than $30,000 a year. So depending,
Maybe it's because they're sleeping all the time that they're not earning much.
And I've noticed with that, the less money you make, the more likely you are to take a nap. And I was going to say the same thing. Maybe if you weren't taking so many naps, you might actually be able to make a living. Just thinking. Sir, did you fall asleep during the survey? I think that's kind of funny. It's very interesting to know that, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So there you go. Now, I'm afraid to take a nap now when I make less money. All right, coming up, we've got some good news to share. That is on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap this program up with some good news. I think I've got some today. Now, it's not good news for everybody, but it is good news for people who like, freedom and peace. ISIS is reportedly seeing a steady decline in their support from the younger Arab men and women.
Good.
Over the last 2 years, has been a steep decline. According to Relevant News, a new poll shows that an overwhelming number of Arab teens and young adults oppose the terrorist group.
Good.
80% rule out any possibility of supporting them at all. And the poll was conducted through face-to-face interviews with 3,500 respondents aged 18 to 24, revealing that young Arabs are increasingly fearful of the group while simultaneously less swayed by their propaganda.
Good.
More than 50% of the participants rank the Islamic State, ISIS, as the forefront problem facing the Middle East. So they're saying, what's the biggest problem in the Middle East? They're saying ISIS. That's why I don't want to join it. So I think that's very good.
I would have to agree with them.
We talked about ISIS earlier in the program. Now, I can tell you, we've probably gone a month without even mentioning ISIS. We don't usually talk about that kind of stuff here. Mm-mm. But there was a story earlier where ISIS has cut a bunch of their benefits because they don't have the funding. And I'm still racking my brain trying to figure out what kind of benefits they had. So what kind of benefits do you think they had before? I have the ISIS dental plan. Oh, yeah. Let's put in your... we got a filling for you. Why is my filling ticking? Don't worry about that. It's going to be just fine.
You'll know when the time is right.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what the heck their benefits are. Got a 401k. No, we don't have a 401k. We have a 401 TNT.
Maybe the benefits are you no longer get 40 virgins when you die.
Oh, it's 72.
They're going to have to, they're going to have to cut it down to like 3.
I never really understood that. And I certainly don't mean to poke fun if that's something you believe in.
I do. If that's something you believe in, I'm going to poke away.
No, if that's what you believe in, I'm a Christian. I believe in my thing. You believe in your thing. And I'm not here to debate that at all. We're here to goof around and have some fun. And again, if my humor just offended you, I certainly wasn't meaning to offend you. I was trying to make somebody smile. I know it worked because Heidi smiled. If it didn't work for you, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you again on Monday.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Bonus break is brought to you by WinThisOnline.com. If you go on there right now, you can actually win some pretty cool stuff. We got a really cool prize from our friends at Zubaz. Do you remember Zubaz?
Yes, I do. I loved Zubaz.
I actually have a pair of Zubaz that I wear.
I have a pair of Zubaz.
You never wear yours. I wear mine all the time.
I know.
I should get some more because I need some that match everything. They have Zubaz shorts. I do want to get some of those.
Mine are red, white, and blue Zubaz.
Yeah, they're red, white, and blue Zubaz, so she's like a patriotic Zubaz.
Yeah.
But we've got something from Zubaz. We also have a nice contest from 80s Tees. And they got a lot of really funny T-shirts, and you can win a credit to buy those. There's also a thing on there for the movie Ashby where you can win that, and many other prizes, too, depending on where you're located. There's some that are more regional or local prizes, but there's some that are good no matter where you live. So go on and sign up. It's absolutely free. Doesn't cost you anything to sign up. And if you're a business and you're saying, I'd like to give away a prize, I'd like to get involved in this, how does that work? Go through the website there and reach out to the people and get signed up. It's a really cool thing. It's WinThisOnline.com. 7 ways to lose weight when you're crazy busy. You ready for this?
Sure thing. Let's do it.
Number 1, order your coffee black. Don't get cream. Don't get all the yummy stuff that makes it taste good. When you get coffee, just say, no, none of the delicious stuff. Just give me the solid black, boring coffee. I've been able to drink coffee that's black.
I drink black coffee.
Yeah, but it's not my favorite. And it really depends on the coffee. If it's good
coffee,
yeah,
I love it black.
But around here, we don't always have good
No,
coffee.
the coffee at our office is just
it's kind of
awful, and they're paying like $900 a pound.
I don't think
for
it's that
it,
much,
and
but it's
terrible.
I've seen the guards bring it in from the armored truck, but I don't think it's that much.
It's just awful. I
Another
can't
way,
handle it.
If you'd like to lose some weight and you're crazy busy, smelling fresh green apples, bananas, and pears will curb your appetite and make sugary
smelling
desserts.
them?
Yeah, sugary desserts
Really?
would be less appealing. So we should have a bowl of fresh green apples, bananas, and pears.
Huh.
And just smelling them will make us feel better about eating better. Next, dreaming about eating an entire packet of your favorite candy before indulging may actually cause you to eat less of it. So before you eat, even if you're going to just have one piece of candy, think about what would happen if I ate a whole bunch of this stuff and got sick. I mean, so much of it that it just made me sick. Now I'm going to have just one piece because I won't want a second one. That actually makes sense to me. Number 4 on the list. You okay over there?
I think that's ridiculous.
I'm just telling you, this is what they say. It's not up to John. This is up to the experts that put the list together. 7 ways to lose weight when you're crazy busy. Schedule a workout with a friend. Because if you're going on your own,
that's true.
It's harder.
It's harder to skip if you've got someone else waiting for you.
If you've got somebody that you're meeting there, you're going to be there.
Yep, that's
Number
true.
5, eat frozen veggies rather than canned. Frozen veggies are better for you because they're fresh. As soon as they pick them, they clean them up, they zap freeze them, and then they stay frozen until you...
And that's something I need to get better at buying is the frozen ones instead of
So no more canned.
Even just the fresh ones. If I would buy frozen ones instead of fresh,
Yeah.
we would most likely get to eat them. Most of the time we buy the fresh stuff and then it never gets eaten because it goes bad first.
Yeah, a
so.
week later, I throw it away. You buy
Yeah.
it, I throw it away. Hey, number 6 on the list, so-called stone fruits. You know what a stone fruit is? Plums,
No.
peaches, and nectarines. And I think it's
Okay.
because they got that giant pit in the middle. I think that's why
All
they call
right.
them stone fruits. They can help ward off belly fat and high cholesterol and insulin resistance.
Really?
Why aren't we eating more plums and peaches
I
and
love
nectarines?
plums and peaches and
And
nectarines.
finally, the last thing on the list of the 7 ways to lose weight when you're crazy busy, eat an apple or a broth-based soup prior to sitting down to a restaurant meal.
Huh.
So, a broth-based soup. So that would be having like the
Like
soup,
chicken broth.
having the soup at the restaurant, or would I have to
Have
eat
some
that?
before you go so it will fill your stomach with like
So-
water so you're not hungry.
I'm eating soup on the way there.
Drink a cup
Table
of soup.
for 2. I'm almost done with my soup. I could see eating an apple, like in the car on the way there. I could do that. I don't see me driving around eating a bowl of soup. That's just not a good plan. Anyway, a couple of things there. If you'd like to know more, I've got a link at our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Ways to save money on date night. Do you like that?
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Go out early or go out late. Many restaurants offer half price or at least discounted meals in off hours, so don't wait until everybody else is going. Go and do this early, and then you're actually going to save some dough. Next, utilize your memberships. If you have kids, you may have annual passes to things like museums or zoos or parks or other attractions. Once in a while, leave the kids behind and just go by yourself and do stuff that you guys want to do. And the last thing on the list here, ways to save money on date night. Keep it simple and inexpensive. Visit your neighborhood coffee shop. Can't get away from the house? Put the kids to bed on time or even early. And when you're able to get your kids to bed at a good time, you can actually have an hour or two even with an at-home date. You know, watch a movie at home. So some tips there. I thought that was the one last thing, but it turns out that was 2. It was just all run together somehow. So some fun tips on things to do to go on dates. We have not gone on a date in a while, have we?
Well, we're always out, but
Yeah, but nothing that's been like a date. So we're going to have to go. And if you want to go see a movie, we're supposed to steer clear of Batman versus Superman, according to this story. They say with Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice, they've run their course, and it's going to be way less than Deadpool. Batman versus Superman does win out worldwide. They pulled in $325.1 million in North America. Deadpool, $361.8 million. So Deadpool made way more money than Batman and Superman both. And he's a guy that up until this movie came out, I'm sorry, I'm going to make some people mad, I had never heard of him before.
I think that it was a ridiculous idea to pit Batman against
I did
Superman
too.
anyway.
I'm
I
like,
wouldn't have gone to see this movie no matter what.
Yeah, that'd be like putting Greg Brady up against, that other
Peter.
Brady. I couldn't think of any of Brady's names. Okay, it would be nothing like that. What they should have is the Brady's versus the Partridge Family. Now, I'd watch that.
I'd watch that. I'd watch that.
I don't know that
a
they're
cage
making
match.
any movies whatsoever with any Brady's or any Partridges. Time to say goodbye once again, Heidi.
Goodbye once again, Heidi.
All right. Your bonus break brought to you by WinThisOnline.com. I think we owe them one for this. This wasn't the best bonus break. WinThisOnline.com, where the winning is just the beginning. Get signed up for free, and you can win some cool stuff. And even if you don't win, they're going to still tell you who the winner is. And when they send that email notification to let you know who the winner is, quite often there's a little discount on there, too. So that's why they say where the winning is just the beginning. Check it out at WinThisOnline.com.